Hello dear students, in this lecture we are going to understand what is morphology. Okay, so morphology means it is a branch of morphology is a branch of linguistics that studies the formation of words or structure of words. We have already studied phonology. That is also a branch of linguistics, but in that branch we have the sound system of words is studied, and in morphology the formation of words means how the words are formed. uh, it is studied in this branch. Okay, so this word morphology has come from the word morpheme, and so what is morpheme then? Morpheme is a minimal meaningful unit of grammar. It is the smallest morphological unit. It cannot be divided into two parts. It's the word which cannot be divided into two parts can be also called as morpheme. Okay, we should try to understand what is morpheme from the examples. In the word unhappy, there are two morphemes, un and happy. And in some other examples, we can see here walked. There are two examples, walk and ed. So walk and ed are two morphemes because walk cannot be divided further, or ed also cannot be divided further. In the other example, careful, there are two morphemes, care and full. Teacher, teach and er. Unkindness, there are three morphemes, unkind and ness. And in the word tourist, there are two morphemes, three morphemes again, tour, east, and yes. We can take other examples also, such as the word table. So the table is a word, and in the word there is one morpheme. Means some words are formed from one morpheme only. Some words are formed by combining or adding together two morphemes or three morphemes or four morphemes. Okay, so but when we divide the word into morphemes means that part of the word which cannot be divided further. So words can be divided into morphemes, and morpheme is not divided further. Okay, so there are two types of morphemes. One is free morpheme and another is bound morpheme. Free morpheme can stand alone, means it has meaning. When it comes separately in the sentence, it has meaning. For example, bat or chair, boy, tree, or you can take the examples of verbs such as go, talk, walk, or maybe adjectives, kind, happy, like this. So because they can stand alone, they have meaning when they are alone, and they cannot. Why they are morpheme? Because they cannot be divided into two parts. Okay. Now, what is bound morpheme? Bound morphemes are also words, but they cannot stand alone. Okay, they cannot stand alone. That is, they are the actually they are the part of the words. They are used to uh, form other words, or they are used to add to the free morphemes and form new words from the by adding to the free morphemes. When we add bound morpheme to the free morpheme, or maybe the combination of two bound morphemes will may be there. So new words are formed. So bound morphemes cannot stand alone. They do not have meaning. They do not come separately in the sentence. For example, ed or nes or maybe ion or full or un or re, these morphemes are just they come to uh, uh, or they are used to combine or join with other forms or other words only, and they cannot come separately, or they cannot come alone, or they do not stand alone in the sentence. uh, is there any sentence by have you read any sentence that separately NESS is used? We can have the NESS in other words, that is kindness or happiness, sadness, but not separate. Just only NESS is not the word. It is just a morpheme, and it's a bound morpheme. That's why it comes with other words or other forms of words. Okay. Now we should try to understand something more about free morpheme. What is free morpheme is again divided into two types, that is lexical morphemes and functional morphemes. No, lexical morphemes are noun, verbs, adjectives, and adverbs. That is very important words from which the meanings they have, because of them the sentence has the meaning. They create the meaning in the sentence. Okay, and they can form new words with the combination of other morphemes. So by adding bound morphemes to nouns or verbs or adjectives, new words can be formed. So these they are called as lexical morphemes. They can stand, actually they are free morphemes, they stand alone, but they are nouns or verbs or adjectives and adverbs, means open class, means they can form many new words with the combination of the bound morphemes. For example, table, sat, hard, come, etc. These come in the category of lexical morphemes. Free, already they are free, but they are not functional, they are lexical. Okay. Then next is functional morphemes. Functional morphemes are also free morphemes, but they are different types of words. That is, they are functional, means grammatical words. They are used to combine nouns, words, and adjectives together and prepare a sentence. Okay. For example, like functional morphemes means pronouns, prepositions, conjunctions, and determiners. So I think you have studied parts of speech. So in the parts of speech, four already I have mentioned here lexical morphemes. They are open class, and the remaining pronouns, prepositions, conjunctions, determiners, they are functional morphemes. For example, she, it, on, from, or, his, the, that, etc. Okay. Next, we shall see something about bound morphemes. Okay, bound morphemes cannot stand alone, as we have already seen, and it is in the form of prefix or suffix. Means suffix means they are added before the word or after the word. That's why they are called as prefix or suffix. Means bound morphemes are also called as prefix or suffixes. Prefix. Now, a bound morpheme that comes before the stem or the root or stem means base form to which bound morpheme is added. Okay. So a bound morpheme that comes before that is added before the stem or the root is called as prefix. For example, in the word reopen, reopen, re is prefix, and prefixes are written like this, that is re, and after that there is just a dash is written like this. Okay, because it is joined with the, because it comes before the root or the stem. So open is the stem is mostly free morpheme. So open is a free morpheme, it is a root, and uh, re is added to open, and it becomes a new word. Then it is, the new word is formed, that is reopen. Re means again, re, पुन्हा. Okay, open means उघडणे, reopen, पुन्हा उघडणे. Okay, so suffix, another type of bound morpheme is suffix, or that is a form of bound, not type, a form of bound morpheme. That is a bound morpheme that comes after the stem or is added after the root or the stem is called as bound morpheme, sorry, suffix. For example, in the word opened, uh, now here open is the stem, but ed is added after open, so that's why ed becomes suffix. So if bound morpheme is added before, then it becomes prefix, and if it is added after, then it becomes suffix. Now bound morphemes are of two types, means suffixes and prefixes. They are again divided into two types. Inflectional morphemes. Inflectional morphemes means they cannot change the class or category of the word. Means when inflectional morphemes are added to other words, the category of that particular word or the stem to which it is added, the category of the word or the root is not changed. For example, play is a verb, and when we add ed with play, then it becomes played. So played is also verb. So there is no change of category. Verb remains verb. That's why both play and played, both are verbs. Means because of ed, there is no change of category. That's why ed is inflectional morpheme. Okay. Derivational morphemes means derivational morphemes can change the class of the category. But sometimes it can also maintain the category, but mostly it changes the category or the class of the word. For example, happiness. So in the word happiness, happy is adjective, but and when ness is derivational morpheme. When derivational morpheme ness is added to happy, it becomes happiness. But when it becomes happiness or the word new word formed, that is happiness, is not adjective, it is noun. So by adding ness to adjective happy, happiness, that noun is created. So category, yes, category is changed. Category is not as it is, because happy is adjective but happiness is noun. So happy, that's why ness is a derivational morpheme, the morpheme which changes the category or the class of the word when added to the stem, that is called as derivational morpheme. Now, there are just or only 8 types of inflectional morphemes. You have to remember only 8 types of inflectional morphemes. Besides these 8 inflectional morphemes, all other suffixes are, you know, actually inflectional morphemes are only suffixes. No prefix is inflectional. Inflectional, when we consider about or think about inflectional morpheme, you just think about the suffixes. And which suffixes? Only these 8 suffixes. So besides these 8 suffixes, all other suffixes come in the category or in the type of derivational morpheme. So inflectional morphemes, which are they? That is, for nouns there are 2 inflectional morphemes. One is plural yes and another is apostrophe or possessive yes. For example, in plural yes, we can see the examples girls, books, cats, etc. And apostrophe or possessive yes, that is Ranis, Rani che, students, student che. Apostrophe yes means cha chi che, and plural means अनेक वचनी yes. ओके, की जो यस लागल्यामुळे एक वचनाचं अनेक वचन होतं. गर्ल बिकम्स गर्ल्स, एक मुलगी अनेक मुली, गर्ल. बुक, वन बुक, अ बुक, अँड बुक्स, अनेक पुस्तके. Many books, two or many books. Okay, that is plural. Okay, apostrophe means cha chi che, that is it shows possession. So Rani's means Rani che. If you say Rani's book, Rani che pustak. So when we write apostrophe yes, you have to write like this, that is comma and yes. Then next is Madhu's, students, etc. So 2 yes are there. Then for verbs there are 4 types of morphemes, inflectional morphemes are used. That is third person singular present tense. When the sentence is in the or the verb is in the singular present tense, third person, that is comes, speaks, goes, etc. That yes is also called as inflectional morpheme. Then past tense, ed, played, worked, talked. When ed comes after verb, then it is inflectional morpheme. Okay. Then past participle, en, in the verb. Again in the verb, when we add en with the verb, then it becomes inflectional morpheme or inflectional en, that is inflectional suffix, that is written, taken, bitten, etc. Okay, present participle means ing. Again, it is also combined with verbs. So, for example, going, swimming. Actually, this I think here the spelling is wrong. Swimming is SWIMMING. So spelling is wrong here. So make it correct. Okay. Reading, by mistake it's happened. The spelling is wrong here. Okay. Then for adjectives, there are two inflectional suffixes, er and est. Taller, bigger, smaller, then tallest, biggest, smallest, etc. Okay. Next, derivational morphemes are maybe prefixes or suffixes. Means derivational morphemes actually when the prefixes are used in the word is before the stem, it is also mostly derivational. Prefixes are only derivational, but suffixes may be inflectional or derivational. Okay, derivational morphemes can be class changing or class maintaining. Again, we shall try to understand derivational morphemes means prefixes and suffixes. They can be class changing. If when they are derivational morphemes, they are class changing or class maintaining. For example, faith. Faith is a noun, and when we add full, it becomes faithful. So it becomes adjective. So here, full is a class changing derivational morpheme. In another example, manage is verb, and when we add ment to management, it becomes management. Actually, it should be here is equal to by mistake it has become plus. So management. So here ment is class changing derivational morpheme. Okay. Friend. Friend plus ship is equal to friendship. In these examples, in these first two examples, we can find there are class changing derivational morphemes because the class is changed after adding the morpheme or suffix. And in other examples, friend uh, plus ship, it becomes friendship. So friend is noun and friendship is also noun. So class is not changed. Just but we can say that friend is a concrete noun and friendship is abstract noun. In that way it is changed, but actually noun class is not changed. So sometimes derivational morphemes also can keep the class as it is. Okay, so sheep is class maintaining derivational morpheme. Children, again child is noun and children is also noun, so ren is class maintaining derivational morpheme. So we shall see something about prefix. Okay, all prefixes are derivational. So when you find a prefix in the word, you have to just describe it as derivational prefix. A prefix is never inflectional. Prefix is only derivational. So when you describe prefix, you have to describe it as derivational prefix. Okay, derivational, but it may be class changing or class maintaining. So class maintaining derivational prefix or class changing derivational prefix. Actually, in prefixes, all the prefixes are mostly class maintaining. Only one I think is class changing, and I will give you that example. Okay, so for example, un plus kind. Un is prefix and kind is adjective. So when we add un to kind, it becomes unkind, and unkind is also adjective. So prefix is mostly prefixes are all prefixes are derivational and they are mostly class maintaining. So here un is class maintaining derivational prefix. Again in other example, this plus connect. So connect is verb and disconnect is also verb. So the class is not changed due to this this. This is suffix, sorry, prefix, derivational. Prefix is only derivational. Derivational prefix, but class maintaining. So mostly the prefixes we have to describe as class maintaining derivational prefix. But the only prefix I think is class changing, that is n. That is n. When we add n to able, able is adjective, able, and when you add en to able, it becomes enable, and enable is verb. So here, because of or due to en, the class of the word able is changed, it becomes verb, so it becomes derivational class changing. Class, I think by mistake I have written here maintaining. It is a class changing derivational prefix. Okay, so you just remember, write down class changing derivational prefix. Next, suffix. Suffixes may be inflectional or derivational. For example, tall, er, taller, tall plus er is equal to taller. Here er is inflectional suffix because tall is adjective. When we, because er and est added to adjective, they are inflectional. We have to remember there are 8 inflectional suffixes. 2 yes, one yes is plural yes, another is apostrophe yes, and third yes is added to the verb, that is goes, comes, like that. Then again ed, en added to, or ing added to verb, again inflectional, and two more, that is er and est added to adjectives, they are also inflectional suffix. So here taller, er in taller is inflectional suffix. Inflectional is not class changing or maintaining, only derivational is class changing or maintaining. Okay, teach, teacher, teach is verb, and er, uh, teacher. So what we find here, that this er is not inflectional, this er is derivational because it is not added to adjectives, it is added to verb, that's why it is derivational. So derivational class changing suffix. Class changing because teach is verb and teacher is noun, that's why class changing. Jump plus ing, it becomes jumping, that is inflectional suffix because ing. Color, n is noun and colorful becomes adjective, so here full is derivational class changing suffix. Happy, happily, that is happy is adjective, ly is derivational class changing suffix. Then interest, interesting. Interest is noun, and ing, due to ing it becomes adjective. So again derivational class changing. It is not, this ing is not inflectional because it is not added to verb. Only ing added to verb is inflectional. Other ing that is added to noun is not inflectional, it becomes derivational. So you should not confuse between these two ings or two ers. Okay. Then childhood. Hood is derivational class maintaining suffix because childhood and child both are nouns. Okay. Next, we shall try to understand compounding. Compound words are formed by combining two pre-morphemes. For example, flower pot, flower and pot. Both are separate pre-morphemes, and when they combined together, they form new word, flower pot, and it is compounding word. Blackboard, teapot, inside, classmate, anybody, grandmother, etc. Open compound words are ice cream, no one, English teacher, full moon, post office. Means we write them separately, but meaning is one word only. They don't mean two different words. One word, class representative, etc. Next, bound stem. When both the morphemes in a word are bound morphemes, one of them is a bound stem. For example, receive. So no free morpheme is there in this word. Receive, re and sieve, both are bound morphemes because they do not stand alone. And when they are combined together, these two morphemes, bound morphemes, they form new word, that is receive. In the word permit, there is per and meet, both bound morphemes, and meet is bound morpheme. Bound stem, we may say bound stem. And purchase, per and chase are bound morphemes, and chase is a bound stem. Okay, I think you have understood everything about morphology, so we shall stop here. Next, in the next lecture I will give you some of the examples or quiz for forming or to understand more about morphology. Okay.